What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Trey Sense here. Hope everybody's having a good weekend, a good Saturday. Your boy got a little review for you, a little discussion. You know how we do it. This is a review on 10 fragrances. Actually, it's 12 fragrances, 10 spots, 1 through 10, that I think are perfect, are great for a man over the age of 40. Now, these are just some that I have in my collection. These are all designer fragrances. Nothing on the extremely cheap end, nothing on the overly expensive end, just right there in the middle, just basic designer fragrances. Okay, no further ado, because I got 12 fragrances, because of course I gotta have a tie. There's 2 ties, 12 fragrances, 10 spots, 1 through 10. Let's get to it. At number 10 is John Varvatos Vintage, and I like this fragrance. Nice, sweet, tobacco type fragrance, very mature, very masculine, very nice smelling, but doesn't smell dated, doesn't smell like somebody's granddad. Just a nice, masculine, mature fragrance. I like it. You know, John Varvatos fragrances don't have the best performance, but still a great fragrance. To me, it just says refined sophistication. I like it. All right, that's number 10. Number 9 on the list is from the House of Burberry, and it is Touch. And this is no stranger. Everybody has this in their collection, and it smells good. Nice, clean, sweet, masculine, powdery fragrance. I think it's very inviting. I think this is a very sexy fragrance. I think it's a close encounter fragrance, a cuddle fragrance. I'm gonna say this about these fragrances. The only place that I think these fragrances can't be worn is the gym. And that pretty much is gonna get all 12 of them. They're not gym scents. They're not those type of fragrances. They're nice, close encounter fragrances that smell pretty good. And I think they're indicative of a man that's in his 40s and what he should smell like and what he should embody, which is masculinity, maturity, a little bit of playfulness, a little bit of seriousness, but handling that business. That's what I think these fragrances were. Okay, that was number 8. No, that was number 9. And that was Mr. Burberry. That was not Mr. Burberry. That was Burberry Touch at number 8. No, that's number 9. 10, 9. At number 8, we have Mr. Burberry, the EDP. And this is just, to me, a nice dressed up fragrance. It smells really, really good. I like it. I think it's a good suit and tie type of event, type of fragrance to wear to that type of event. I think it smells really, really good. Performance on it is okay, not a monster. It's okay. Price point on it is pretty good, though. I think I paid $30 for this 1.7, and I like it. I like it a lot at that price. I think it smells good. Again, nice suit and tie, black tie type of fragrance. Suit and tie, black tie event. I like it. I like it a lot. And that is, let's see, 10, 9, 8. That is number 8. Coming in at number 7 is the first tie. And it is from the House of Dolce & Gabbana. And it is these two, Dolce & Gabbana Per Homme and Light Blue. Now, this is the older formulation of Light Blue. It smells nothing like the new stuff. The new stuff is very, very sweet. This has a little bit more masculinity. But I put this on the list because it is a very casual fragrance. And as a man in his 40s, sometimes you need something that is very casual, laid back, but still smells good. But, you know, it's very crowd pleasing. It's very inoffensive. Great for the office. Great for situations where you're going to be around a lot of people. A great close encounter scent, but it still smells good. It still smells modern. I like that. And Dolce & Gabbana Per Homme is one of my favorite fragrances. To me, this is just masculine, green. It smells like, you know, he's got it together. Smells like you may even have a little bit of money about yourself. I don't, but I smell like I got a little bit of monies. But I like it. To me, this is a very green, spicy fragrance, very masculine. But again, it does not smell dated. That is the key. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7. At number 6 on this list is one that I haven't had very long. but I am thoroughly impressed with this fragrance. I think it does what it's supposed to do, and oh man, and it is Mont Blanc Emblem Absolute. This is a very nice, well blended fragrance, and I put it on the list because to me it's just plain different. It's different, it stands out, it's in its own lane. It does smell very similar to Boss Bottled or Boss No. 6 and things along those lines, but it's a little bit different, and honestly it smells better. It's a little bit more refined than Boss Bottled. It just smells good. I like it. I like it a lot. I put this one on the list because it's different, and I could easily see this being somebody's signature scent. Again, this is one that is easily worn to the office. It's easily worn on a date night. It's easily worn during the day running errands. It's versatile. It does everything that it's supposed to do. Just like a guy in his 40s. I mean, come on, us guys in our 40s, hey, we're young enough to still remember what the 90s was like and what things used to be like. And, we're old enough to understand how we're supposed to act, but we're still young enough to do some things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're right there in the middle. We're not young, we're not old, we're just perfect, right there in the middle. Love being in my 40s. Best time period of my life. I was dumb in the 20s, man. Oof. Talk about that. All right, number 6. Number 5, 4, 3, 2. Number 5 on this list is one that I think is extremely sexy. Again, it needs no introduction. Coach Platinum. Again, the one common theme with these fragrances is versatility and being well-rounded, because I think that's what the 40s is all about. We're young still. A lot of us are still young at heart. I know I'm a big old kid. And some of these fragrances are right there where they need to be. They're masculine, they're mature, but they're still playful. They're not over the hill, they're not outdated, they're not brute, they don't smell like brute or colognes like, not that there's anything wrong with brute, because if you haven't smelled brute blue, you're missing something. That joint smells like Cool Bars. It's a good one. But we're not talking about that one, we're talking about this one. Coach Platinum, very sexy fragrance, very mature. Again, office scent, date night, running errands. You can do anything you want to in this fragrance because it's not overly expensive, and it does perform very, very well. That's Coach Platinum taking down the number 5 spot. The number 4 spot, and boy, are we getting to the nitty gritty. At number 4, one of my favorite fragrances. I love this, and it is Paco Rabanne's Invictus Intense. This is my favorite from the line of the Invictuses, and the reason for it is it has a lot of the other Invictus DNA in it. It has a little bit of the regular Invictus, it has a little bit of Invictus Aqua, and it's the Intense version. And it smells nice. It's just playful enough to, be playful. It just has enough sweetness and enough vibrance in it to be like, okay, I see you. But then at the same time, it does have that maturity and potency that a fragrance that a man in his 40s should be wearing. Now, understand this was hard for me because some of my favorite fragrances are sweet, fruity, like Black X's by Paco Rabanne. I mentioned that was one of the favorites from the house. I love that fragrance. But as a 40-year-old man, I don't want to walk around smelling like that all the time. And honestly, it doesn't fit every occasion that I'm going to be in as a 40-year-old man. It may fit some, but it's not going to fit them all. These fragrances that I picked out, I think are going to fit any occasion that you find yourself in, or at least that I know I find myself in. All right, at number 4, Paco Rabanne's Invictus Intense. Great little fragrance. I love that a lot. All right, at number 3, and boy, we get into the nitty gritty. Zorro's Wanted. Bang, bang, bang. Shoot 'em up, shoot 'em up, shoot 'em up. Again, this is a fragrance that any situation that you find yourself in, this fragrance is going to do the job. It smells good enough to wear to a dressed up event. It's playful enough to wear on a casual day where you're doing nothing or you're just hanging out chilling. It's dressy enough to suit and tie it. It's masculine, it's mature, it's mass appealing. It's everything that a 40-year-old man should be and needs in a fragrance. And keep in mind, this is just my opinion. So don't nobody get twisted or get upset or get offended. It's just Trey Scent's version. It's just what Trey Scent's think. I like this fragrance. I think it is a very sexy fragrance. My wife happens to think so too. I like it. Again, great price point on it, under 50 bucks. What more could you ask for? That's number 3. At number 2 on this list, and this is one you guys haven't heard me talk about a lot, but I like it. It's one of my favorite fragrances, and it's by YSL, and it is La Homme. Absolutely love this fragrance. Absolutely love it. This is one of the fruitier, sweeter ones in this list, but I put it in there again because casual time. Men in our 40s, you know, a lot of times we have friends that like to have cookouts, barbecues, things like that. I think it's light and fresh enough to be worn in the summertime and fruity enough to be worn in the summertime, sweet enough to be worn in the winter. I think it's inoffensive enough to wear to the office and smells good enough to wear on a date. I think it just accomplishes everything that a fragrance should accomplish. I love the way that it smells. And God, oh, this smells so good. I got really, really lucky because I picked this up from an individual. Man, I think I paid $25 or $30 for it, and it's a 100 ml bottle. I think it's 100 ml, maybe 75 ml. I'm not sure, but I got a really good deal on that, and I am happy. That's YSL's La Homme, or Little Homie, as Big Beard Business called it. Excuse me, I got to get another drink. Oh, man, doing these videos make you thirsty sometime, y'all. All right. If I had a drummer, I would say drum roll, please. But since I don't have no drummer, I'm just going to bring them to you. At number 1, it is a tie. And again, there's a lot of fragrances I could have put on this list, like Aventus, like Bleu de Chanel. I have several niche fragrances, but this is the designer list. So I didn't want to put any of the niche fragrances in there. I may do niche later. I don't have a lot of niche fragrances, maybe 30. I may do a list with them later. I doubt it. But these are ones that I just feel like just nail everything. I mean, it was hard not to put Spice Bomb and Spice Bomb Fresh on here because those are 2 of my favorites. It was definitely hard not to put John Varvatos Artisan Pure on here because I love that fragrance. But, you know, it doesn't fit every occasion. You know, I wouldn't necessarily wear that to an office, or if I had an interview, if I had a suit and tie event. As much as I love the fragrance, the way it smells, that's not something that you want. It's too fruity, it's too fresh, it's too casual, too laid back. I don't think somebody would take me serious when I'm sitting over there smelling like I've been at a weekend at Bernie's all weekend. So that's why certain fragrances didn't make the list. Bleu de Chanel didn't make the list because honestly, it's a little too fruity, and honestly, it's too costly. Some guys in their 40s, are in the middle of raising children and kids in college and a lot going on, or child support or whatever, and can't necessarily pop $100 on a fragrance. So that's why certain things didn't make the list, in case you were wondering. The number 1 spot, it's a tie. And it's funny because these fragrances have 1s on them. Yeah. These are my 2 number 1 fragrances that I think men in their 40s should be rocking. And that is 1 Million Lucky and 1 Million Privé. I mean, I don't know what to say about these fragrances that hadn't already been said. Nice. Man, it smells so good. Versatile, sophisticated, playful, mature. I mean, to me, they just embody them all. Work, you can wear it. You can wear it. Job interview, you can wear it. Date, you can wear it. Suit and tie dressed up event, you can wear it. Same thing. Work, you can wear it. Date, you can wear it. Job interview, you can wear it. Anything that you got going on, these fragrances will fit that bill, and you're not gonna be, looked at crazy. I mean, honestly, colognes like the regular 1 million or 1 million original or whatever, just 1 million, maybe a little too strong for a job interview. They may look at you like, tone down on the cologne, buddy, or if you're at a close encounter event, Like say you're going to, I don't know, somebody passed away and you're going to a visitation. You don't want to walk in there smelling like Spice Bomb. They're gonna be like, you smell good, but damn. You know, so I mean, you want to keep it, respectable or under control. And I think all of these fragrances embody that, in my opinion, to the T. Yeah, it was a fun video to do, and a fun video to try to get it all in my head and see, see what I came up with. Yeah, so these are my 12. All right, guys, I hope everybody's had a good Saturday, a good weekend. Give you a quick little recap. Well, you know what? Nah, I don't think I am going to do a recap. Hope everybody's had a good weekend and enjoyed yourselves. Are still having one, because I guess we're right in the middle of it. I hope you liked all these fragrances. I know I certainly do. I know most of you are going to have quite a few of these. If you do, please be sure to let me know your thoughts on them. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you have any familiarity with them, be sure to leave it in the comments below. We can talk about them. Again, like, share, and subscribe. Have a great weekend. Tell me what your scent of the day is. My scent of the day is a little bit of all of them because I've been spraying them on, so I don't really have a scent of the day today. It's 12 different fragrances. So I hope everybody's having themselves a wonderful day. Stay safe. Like, share, and subscribe. Talk to me in the comments below. Until next time, everybody. Until next time, guys. Peace.